And we're gonna get started here.
Alright, so we're gonna start with an arrow, and Uncle is gonna have a guaranteed weapon. Don't know what it's gonna be. It could be a sword, could be the bow, could be the hammer, fire rod, cane of Burna, cane of Samaria, even bomb.
Yeah. Map check? I didn't see any maps.
I didn't either, so this might be a compass shuffle as well. No, it shouldn't be.
No. I don't think so.
I did not see anything. Hang on.
I refreshed my information. 4 bombs from the poultry, though. That's a great find.
No, according to the seed, it is not map compass shuffle, so I'm not sure. Maybe, or wait, no.
Did I misinformed as we get the boots from Uncle?
So yeah, no, this is a open seed.
Oh, this is
open
open.
compass.
I was misinformed. I misread the chart. My bad. I thought this was standard.
Yeah, with those nice early boots on Uncle, you are not going to complain about that. Hopefully, Bombchu will see what we can do about getting Bombchu up as quickly as possible, and hopefully he went to Uncle's first as well and picked up those boots.
Yeah, actually, in the thing, it was not listed as any changes whatsoever. That's weird. I guess I forgot to update the document. Anyway.
Right, Bankruck, so we just got 20 rupees. I'm sure with the early boots, we're going to, get the Aga check.
Oh, yeah. This is a early bootsy. I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Yeah, it always feels nice to get those early boots, especially the first minute in, but even if you get in the first, 15, 20 minutes, you really love just running around the whole... And we probably will not be killing Aga for that. Just 10 arrows.
Nope. So if we're killing Aga, it's only because it's Dark World related.
$100 rupees in the mushroom spot.
So being seeing as this is seemingly map and compass level, we should see a map or a compass soon. It's basically all the maps and compasses have their key standing functionality and placements. That's the basic way I can describe it if this is map and compass shuffle. So let's see what we got here in WeightyWords. Kakariko here. Starting off with the Blind's Hideout. Most commonly the first place people visit on this route.
So just kind of give an update. Yeah, we got that first compass. I'll wait until after we're done with this while we're on the way to the well.
2 compasses, a power glove, and a piece of heart. And 20 rupees.
Alright, so while we're on the Weighty side, BombchuMissile, he is currently running. His stream is live. Yep, there we go.
Just took us a bit to find him is all.
Yep.
I mean, he's a boo. He was hiding from us.
Yeah, it looks like he started out with the boots, so yeah, it's going to have the same inventory probably as Weighty does.
There's a map to Turtle Rock, so if we get to Darkwood, we can check that map for our pendant and compass information, or at least for that dungeon. I do like this sort of Neapolitan link that's going on here. Mirror, though. And a sword.
Yep, so the well having all sorts of fun stuff. We get a mirror, blue mail, and a sword.
Yeah.
Right now we got plenty of money. Bottle Merchant's just going to give us a piece of heart.
I mean, piece of hearts are not that bad to have this early on.
Weighty abusing the chicken.
50 more rupees.
So no bottle as of yet, so we might have to wait on Sick Kid until we find one later.
And there's another map. This one is to Misery Mire, so at least we have the 2 medallion dungeons known to us. But again, we need to get to the Dark World to check that map. Ten bombs on the library ledge.
Also known as the Uncle Bombs.
Yeah, good for a refill if they need it, but they'll probably not get it. Oh, that worries me.
So we already have 2 pieces of the puzzle to Aga at this point.
Yep.
And none of the pieces to get to Dark World. Actually, no, we got the Power Glows, so we got 1 piece to Dark World without Aga.
So this could be an Aga Seed. And that somewhat worries me, actually.
So Runner's probably hoping that they do not find a lamp at this point until they have Dark World access.
If it was me, I would want to have also a Master Sword. But that may not be a luxury they are reported to have. That might be a required fighter's sword ascent up Aga Tower.
Something you only see in Rando.
Yep. Oh, there's the Master Sword.
Speaking of Master Sword, we get in the back of the escape. Looks like it was just 20 rupees in the dam.
So that's a good thing to have. Master Sword this early. I mean, the lamp's out there somewhere. It's gotta be Aga at this point. We have too many of the pieces at this point.
There's still quite a bit to check right now, though, so...
Map of Dark Palace found. And yeah, you're right. There is more to check, but odds are weighted that this is an Aga Seed. We'll have to wait and see, of course.
Yes, indeed. We also have sequence breaks to think about, too, because right now with Glove and at least a sword, we can get to Death Mountain. Plus, you could go to Heron. If it's not firelocked, you can maybe get a couple items there, too.
That is true. And what a twist would it be if you found the lamp up there and you're like... You're just mind blown because you have to find the flute now and you don't know where that is.
Kind of our most collected place of items right here is Mini Moldorm Cave, but we didn't get anything of value in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, that's a rarity and a half. Wait, we'll make short work of this room though with the sword beams from Master Sword. You know what's also on the table right now that it could potentially be? Zora could have the lamp or something.
That is true. We have gloves. Zora is fully within logic, but we don't have rupees for it just yet, so I don't think we're going to see either runner heading there just yet.
Well, WeightyWords still has the Houlihan option available to him, and that would give him enough money. BombchuMissile will be just shy.
I think we will probably see a player over the Eastern Palace area before we see Houlihan, potentially, though.
Oh no, we're seeing him in the Zora area.
Yep, he's going to do some water walking with those boots. So normally you need the Moon Pearl, but because of the early boots, you can just walk on water. Except he's he's storing it and going for fake flipper. Okay.
He's doing... Oh, this is clever.
So I believe this is so he can check both the hobo as well as waterfall cave.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of waterfall. I was thinking that they were just gonna YOLO the ledge. But this works too. BombchuMissile gonna be heading over to Sahasrara. Information is always good to have, especially when you don't know where your information is.
There's a lamp.
So where's the flippers?
So Bombchu not actually talking to Sahasrahla. So with this being map compass shuffle, you can talk to Sahasrahla just like you can in normal. Find out where the green pendant is, and it will add that information to your map as well. It's definitely valuable information to have, because if you can find your 3 pendants early, then you know where your crystals are at the very least. And a hook shot.
That is a good thing to find.
The sequence break.
Paying out big time here for Weighty. And that 300 rupees does give them Zora money as well. Ledge, only 3 bombs. So nice and clean routing here of the Zora region. Don't know where the slippers are as we find Quake though. In Eastern Palace.
Zora's just selling a compass. We won't find out for what dungeon, because Weighty decides I'm not picking that up. It's not worth it. What she's completely right. All it tells you is how many chests are left in the dungeon. And made it this far, you probably know how many chests are left in the dungeon you're in.
Yeah, as you can see here on BombchuMissile, and you can see a counter there below the rupees and bombs. That is the functionality of the compass. It's also, if I recall right, a function that's available in easy mode. And there's the Moon Pearl.
Yep, Moon Pearl is in Eastern Palace, so we're really looking for the flippers, which we know where Weighty's going. We're not going to find flippers unless the actual flute is available, potentially just to get to the mountain for some flippers.
Well, thinking about it, the flippers have to be here in Eastern Palace, and if they're not here, then they're in Agina. They have to be.
Well, it could also be anything that opens up a location to flippers. That's why, like, flute could be available to get up to Hera, or, you know, up to the mountain to where we could find flippers as well. All depends on what we find here.
Right. So something else we should need to mention about map and compass shuffle here is that the dungeons actually have a little bit more value because we took the compass. Well, Fire Rod, hello. But yeah,
there's also the escape that we have to think about. Front of escape is available.
Yeah. So basically, for the most part, all the dungeons have 2 extra items in them that we have to consider. Escape having an extra 1. So there's a little bit more weight on dungeons having progression in map and compass shuffle. And we know that 2 pendants are already known. We do not need a medallion this scene. Green pendant at Mire, blue pendant at Turtle Rock.
So Eastern does not give us, it gives us the fire route, so that puts Dark Crossing logic on V31. So I'm sure we're going to see Bombchu make the play potentially back to escape now.
I believe we also saw a blue crystal at Palace of Darkness, if I saw all that map check right. First bottle there for Weighty.
And we're going to see a Harapot.
Very nice setup. So Harapot lets you get into this pod down here, and then you just warm up to the top floor. Speeds up your climb considerably. Weighty is leaving the center chest behind.
I think he picked up both items already, so he knows he's done.
But this is map compass shuffle. There's at least these 4.
This is true. I wonder if he's thinking about that.
Titan's Mints.
So
that's
no
Darkhold access. Aga's not required. But wait a minute. It might still be.
Potentially. We'll see. We've got a long way to go before that, but
well, as it stands right now, Aga is only required to access Palace of Darkness, which is a crystal. But until we find the flippers, Actually, wait, no, we need the flippers to get the lamp. He's dead. Egg is dead. Egg is not required to see.
Alright. Did not actually see. So WeightyWords is going to do another Herapod up, but he must have remembered, it's like, oh yeah, there is an item potentially here. Didn't see what was in Zelda's chest, unfortunately. We'll have to see on his Bombchu's inventory, see if there was anything impressive. But it looks like potentially maybe just rupees, considering I saw his rupee counter going. So there is an item in the basement of Hera.
Yeah, that is somewhat true. It could be required for Pyramid Fairy. But that would require us having a dungeon without a lamp. Without the, our 5-6 shows being hammerlock dungeons. And as far as we know right now, that's Thieves Town, Swamp. By the one, and nice. If any one of those three, your red crystal, it's done.
Bombchu's starting in Village of Outcasts. He does have that fire rod.
Bow.
And a bow. Okay.
Wait, he's checking this. It's only 20 rupees here. So we got an interesting deviation going on right now. We have Weighty, who is currently not in logic, using items gotten through fake flippers. Whereas BombchuMissile is in Dark World first, and is in logic right now.
First
One day for the powder.
Which is going to be kind of interesting to see how this like sequence breaks, you know, if it helps or hinders, because Bombchu, you know, if he finds the flippers and goes and checks Zor, when he gets that hook shot, or even just a hammer at this point, hopefully it's a hook shot, but when he gets to East Death Mountain, he can go to Dark Death Mountain as well to get some information, get some more items potentially, because, you know, we might not need to go to Turtle Rock. It is a pendant, but at the same time, there might be a critical item in there. We already have Quake.
Indeed. Tempered Sword for Weighty.
I wonder if Bombchu is going to sacrifice his portal to use the powder.
I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a walk to go get it back.
It isn't, but it is time that you have to spend, and when you're, you know, racing against some of the people that you are, sometimes you have to kind of make these gambles to save yourself time here and time there.
And it's going to choose to sacrifice the portal. I do appreciate this from BombchuMissile, being efficient with what checks he can do. Because you don't want to leave that many loose ends when you're playing this randomizer. Because that's just that many more locations you have to backtrack to, and they'll potentially waste time when you're in an item hunt mode. So taking maybe about a minute of a walk to go get the portal back is not necessarily that bad. Alright, Weighty is going to be heading over to the Eastern Palace area.
Yeah, so for those that are just joining, kind of the main difference right now is Weighty did a sequence break which netted him both lamp and hookshot in Hobo and behind the waterfall. BombchuMissile has kind of stayed more on logic, has not done any sequence breaks, found Titan's Mitts in the escape, and proceeded directly to Dark World.
Yeah, this is a pretty good tell of how much you can break the logic, but at the same time, the further you stray from being doing in logic, the further you are going to be losing time potentially. In this case, Weighty does have a few time saves in the form of the hookshot and the lamp, but that just gave him more stuff to check that is not the Dark World access that is our Titan Smith. So it's sort of a catch-22. You could sequence break and save a lot of time, but you could also sequence break and lose a lot of time because you're following stuff that's not intended to be much later in the logic.
Yeah, if you can keep track of it, though.
Yeah, if you can keep track, it's gonna help you in the long run. Stumpy with a heart piece. There's the moon program for Weighty.
Yep, so he just needs the Titan's mitts from escape. So, question in chat from Afrohawk: what do maps do in this? Maps will give you the information on whether or not it is a crystal or a pendant.
Yeah, it functions basically like the maps and compasses basically function like they do in Key Sandy. The keys do not. So the keys will always be in their dungeons. The maps and compasses are shoveled into the entire pool. And there's WeightyWords Fire Rod. And I think it's time. Yep. Legacy or reputation. Time to check the hype cave. Mushroom to start things off. Interesting find. Map with information to Ganon's Tower. Unfortunate. Skullwoods map. 20 rupees and 20 rupees.
I reserve judgment until Mushroom is turned in.
Well, also until we check that map and see if Skullwoods is our third pendant. Because if that case, we know... Oh, it's a red... No, it's a normal crystal.
And BombchuMissile gonna actually skip the bomb stop where you can talk to the bomb vendor. He'll tell you which two are required. Bo was in the bombable hut in Village of Outcasts, also known as the brewery.
So really, it depends on what dungeons have our 5-6. I'm going to look for a menu on Weighty's end and see if that crystal of his is, in fact, the one of the red crystals. Because knowing Weighty, he will mirror out to check Dark Cross at this point.
Depends if it's the key. We still haven't found the key. We know the next item is mitts. We just don't know what's in Zelda's cell. And considering BombchuMissile didn't check it unless he spaced it out, I have a feeling it might actually be the key.
Might be.
There are the Titan's mitts, so there's Dark World access for Weighty.
Meanwhile, BombchuMissile is going to be checking out Skullwoods here. Heading straight to the back. Wants to get that crystal on the board.
Alright, and Zelda's chest is going to hold 300 rupees.
Doing a save warp.
Yep, does not need Dark Cross. That is where our small key is, so I'm sure Weighty up where he's going to the Mountain Cave. So he's going to actually go right back to Dark Death Mountain. He's going to kind of continue the sequence.
Indeed. Makes sense. You have the hook shot.
Alright, so we'll see what's in Super Bunny Cave first, and Bombchu's about to drop down into Skull Woods in the Mothula's room. 6 hearts, Master Sword, and you've got 7 shots with the Fire Rod. Actually 8 if you pick that up. Nope, never mind. You're not going to, and he takes the hit from the spike, so it's going to have 5 hearts and really no safeties here.
Yeah. I think the hit was deliberate, though, so he didn't have sword beams. Map of Hyrule Castle, another unfortunately useless map. But that is both of the useless maps known.
Bombchu just kind of taking this nice and careful.
Red Boomerang. 10 arrows. To compass to Turtle Rock. Mafia down on Weighty, or not Weighty's, Bombchu's end, and 3 bombs.
So nothing important really on Dark Death Mountain, so just another kind of climb up Dark Death Mountain that maybe wasn't necessary. Definitely wasn't necessary. And Bombchu gets that first crystal, gets the nice pause strats and everything, gets down to 2 hearts, but takes him down.
Turtle Rock requires Quake to enter, and we do have that medallion.
It'd be kind of interesting to see maybe if one of these runners decides to gamble on it if they find an early Samaria.
WeightyWords going to be heading over to King's Tomb. Can check this place out. 20 rupees here.
Yep, and the other chest in the back of Skull Woods was one of our small keys.
And Weighty is finally going to be heading over to Dark World.
He did find that bottle. Looks like he's going to turn that in first with Sick Kid.
Makes sense to me. Ice Rod.
Oh boy.
Not something we necessarily wanted to see in this seed.
He definitely did not want to see an Ice Rod. Now Pedestal, you kind of think, obviously we're still a bit of ways. We still need a Cane of Samaria.
And the
as
hammer.
well as a flute. And hammer, yep. But actually,
we also potentially just need the flippers as well. We don't know if Swamp is the third pendant or not. We don't know where the third pendant is, period.
Actually, looking at this right now, if you can do your dark rooms, got hookshot, we really just need a hammer. And maybe flippers, depending on Swamp Palace. Yeah, as far as something on Ped logically, maybe flippers?
Maybe. Actually,
no, because Lamp is behind flippers, so no, it can't be because Misery Mine and Turtle Rock both have dark rooms, so no.
Yeah. Also, I did catch the crystals on WeityWorld screen. Hera was apparently Crystal 3, so we still don't have the 5-6 just yet. And Bombchu also has a crystal from Skull Woods, and I believe that was a blue crystal.
Yep, Skull Woods was definitely a blue crystal.
So, of the dungeons we have left, Eastern, Desert, Swamp, Thieves Town, Ice Palace. One is a pendant, 2 of them are 5-6.
Yeah, and 2 of those crystals we'll see maybe when Weighty makes his way to Hype Cave, if he talks to Bomb Shop. We'll get some information on those or not, since Bombchu did skip.
It's pretty safe to say the Aga could be dead. The only way the Aga is alive right now for a hammer on Pyramid Fairy scenario is if both Eastern and Desert are the 5-6. All the other dungeons all require the hammer to logically complete, so the hammer cannot be in Pyramid Fairy as a result.
Yes, so Weighty takes on Mothula. Nice quick fight for him. That Tempered Sword makes it a lot easier of a fight. Bombchu's still making his way through Thieves Town. Really haven't seen anything of kind of major importance yet. I was thinking about as far as like logical locations that we can find something. We've got, see, I don't believe either of our runners check Bumper Cave. I don't believe we've got a check on Graveyard Ledge either, and Agina's Cave. I want to say that might be all we have access to right now. Still nothing in Thieves Town. We did not find the small key though, so that does mean even with all of the extra items, that small key's locked itself.
Yeah, and that does mean it's hammer locked. So Thieves Town would be there. As I actually just mentioned in chat. If in the case of worst case use of key logic, you could take the one key that's under the pot and use that to, after hitting the crystal switch, and then use that to open the big chest. Thus, and then use the key in the big chest to open the way upstairs. No one would do this, but in that worst case scenario, that means blind is always hammer locked. Because you have to get all the keys.
Bombchu on the last head. Down he goes. We're going to get a check on Graveyard Ledge. This is our first check here. There's our flippers. So Weighty's now within logic.
Yes, Weighty's logic is all restored now. And with that, he's actually got a huge lead as a result. Crystal in Thieves Town, though. And BombchuMissile is not checking to see if it's a red crystal.
We will probably see a menu because I'm guessing he's going to check Bumper Cave here plus Graveyard Ledge.
Makes sense to me. Bumper Ledge is just a red shield, as we saw. Alright, so this should be the menu to the mirror. It is a 5-6. So that means Aga is 100% dead.
Alright, Weighty about to pick up a bow while Bombchu holds up his flippers.
Alright, so with the red crystal from Thieves Town, we're gonna move on and have other checks now.
I'm kind of surprised to see Bombchu leave his portal behind like that. I'm wondering where he's planning on going after King's Tomb.
Safe quit. First check hammer. That was actually the best place to do the first place dig. Too. That's pretty interesting.
Guess maybe he's thinking the Zora checks. So this is kind of interesting because with where he was, he found the flippers. He could have went to Catfish and just mirrored to Zora at that point.
Yeah, I think at this point he was thinking visit Hobo first.
He actually could have also turned in the mushroom on his way as well.
Yeah, probably will do that. I don't know, actually, when they will actually turn in the mushroom now. Or at least check Catfish. That is a development.
Yeah, because how you're going to have to route now, when you finish Zora, you're going to do a save and quit and probably go back to Sanctuary. Desert's our other 5 crystal.
Yep, Desert and Desert and Thieves Town are our 5, 6 tonight, which means Ice, Swamp, and Eastern. One of those is the red pendant. We don't know which one just yet. Oh, maybe this map will tell us. No, this is the map for Hera.
Yep, Bombchu's already gotten that map, so.
Right. I forgot. They all look the same. What can I say?
Where he picks up his piece of heart. Bombchu sees those bombs on Zora Ledge, and now he's gonna go talk to the big fish, the king of all fishes, and he's gonna see a company. Weighty also routing an Agonist while he's here. So this is going to be a first check on this.
He could have something for us. Nope. Nothing important today. I just imagine Weighty will also yeah, they would have saved warped if this was not a peek at Desert Ledge over while they were in the area. Taking a liar out of me.
No peek on Desert Ledge just yet. He is probably thinking pod area now.
Yeah, probably. Actually, with the bow, we can finish Eastern and figure out if that's the last pendant or not.
Oh, I was like, okay. He thought for a second there's... Dive the first couple chests of Swamp Palace. You know, guaranteed item there. There has to at least be one item. We know there's no map or compass. So it won't be an empty trip, just might not actually need whatever it is.
Oh, it could be an empty trip, actually. It could have been the big key in that first chest.
That is true. So there's that mushroom for Weighty, and Bombchu's going to be making his way to Hera.
So, looking at the seed, we need the hammer, and depending on where the last pendant is, we may need either just the Book of Medora, and we're in go mode. Well, Book of Medora or Flute.
Yep, still need a way to desert. Yeah, maybe only a couple items from go mode. Bombchu also trying to set up a Hera pot.
Of course, we mentioned that Canis Mari may not be required the seed. But for all we know, the big key is on the right side of Gan's castle, or Gan's tower. So that could still be a required item, and also would be nicey to have in some place like Ice Palace, so you don't have to worry about doing the bomb jump if you don't want to do it.
So Bombchu remembering that chest, so he's not going to have to do another Hera pot to get up here.
Saves him a bit of time. Alright, first look at Palace of Darkness here. Weighty immediately leaves?
He's going to do Eastern first, just in the off chance probably that maybe Armmost Knights is holding a hammer.
Makes sense to me. We also don't know what the Armmost Knights are. So if it's a pendant, then we know where our last two crystals are. And if it's a crystal, it's either swamp or ice that has the pendant. That's really what it comes down to here. It's 1 and 3. Of course, I don't think our runners have that entire compiled information just yet.
Have a Bombchu finishes off Harry, takes the lead as far as our crystal count. He is gonna skip. What is he checking now? Okay. He's gonna skip base. He did skip Hera basement though, so that's gonna be a time save for him.
Good call. Really wants to get to these items over here on East Death Mountain.
Which I don't blame him. He hasn't been here at all with the hook shot. Plus, you know, Dark World, he's got, what, 14 items, and he can see. Actually, no, he's got 15 items, including the floating island, which I believe is nothing. But still, it's 15 items. That's a lot of items in a very short span of time.
Yeah, but there wasn't really anything of note over here, was there? There was just the Tempered Sword, and that was it.
Yep, Tempered Sword is really the only thing, so yeah. Death Mountain not really paying off.
So the progression's in the dungeon somewhere. This scene is just confusing me.
Yeah, right now we're more than likely we're looking at something probably is going to be pod is where our progression is, but also kind of areas of note that may be open to us. Ice Palace is open, as well as Swamp, the one chest. So potentially we're looking at some progression there, and we've got some bombs on Armos with a nice quick kill, and that is our one of our crystals.
All right, so Swamp or Ice is the third pendant. And you don't really want to go into either one of those dungeons with the hammer, too. Ooh, that is a tricky proposition.
Yeah, but if we don't find... There is absolutely no progression in Palace of Darkness, then you're going to have to.
Yeah, and... Well, we don't need to worry about it being bow locked, because we have a bow.
There's a flute, though. There's some progression.
Okay, then!
So that is our access to Desert Palace. That is also, not quite, because we still need the hammer technically, but it's also our second 5-6 crystal that's accessible.
That's right. So Meyer is available, so...
Which actually we don't even need the Fat Fairy, because we're really just looking for hammer now.
Yeah. And... Also, unfortunately, for those who love a pedestal scene, Ped is dead. That was the only item that could have been on. Not even the flute could have been on there. No, we're done.
Yeah, no, Ped's been dead for probably about 20 minutes now. Or more.
Yeah, since we found those flippers, in fact.
Well, even before we found the flippers. We knew flippers couldn't be on Ped because Lamp was behind flippers. And both Turtle Rock and Misery Mire both require Lamp.
Yeah. It's just a nice time when you can just have Petted being an afterthought in one of these scenes, you know? Still, it is a hunt for the hammer as we find Bombos inside Palace of Darkness. Compass on the floating island.
That might be access to Misery Mire, who knows? I have a feeling that might be where we see Weighty head next.
Well, with map Compass Shovel, Meyer is 4 items, 5 if we count the green pendant. But for all we know, it could be required for Ether, and we can't get 2 of those items without the King of Samaria.
Alright, save and quit from Bombchu. Where are you off to now?
I know where Weighty is doing. Trick have yet to master. The map of ice. That's actually important.
Yep, we are going to get knowledge on our last crystal or pendant now. And a good old shovel.
And I believe...
Crystal.
It's crystal, so it is Pendant Swamp.
Wait, he is going to walk out of pod, so imagine he's going to check Pyramid, Catfish, as well as turn the Mushroom in like we saw BombchuMissile do right now. $20 in the Witch's Hut.
Yeah, nothing that impressive, but what can you do? On the pyramid, the silvers! Haven't seen those in one of these seats yet.
That might be something Bombchu skips as well, because I don't see him actually going to Pyramid when he's done with Catfish. Or actually no, never mind, he's got to go to Pod, so yeah, he'll probably go grab those.
That does speed up a couple of our remaining boss fights. Catfish has 20 rupees. Oh, man, I'm trying to think here.
Wait, he just skipped the Witch's Hut. I mean, granted, we know it's nothing, but he just ran right on by without turning that Mushroom in.
Weighty can flute to 2, though.
He could.
So, probably saving until after he gets the flute online. So, I'm trying to rack my brain here. Other than the Mire region, we cleared the overworld, haven't we?
Yes, I believe we have.
So, most sensible play is for Weighty to turn on the flute. And then go to desert.
Yep, he's going this way because he wants to check that shovel spot first.
That makes sense. Because if it's hammer, he's just in go mode.
Yeah, he may check things on the way because there is that small possibility we're looking for a Canis and Mario still.
Yeah, he's done with information as well. He knows where all those crystals are. He would have picked up that map if he didn't already know what he needs to get done. And even then, if we find the hammer, we're not in a guaranteed go mode. There is still the case that I mentioned earlier. Big Key of Ganon's Tower could be in the compass room. Or in Tile Room and just locked behind the case of Mario.
Desert Ledge is just a heart container.
Alright, let's see what we got here in Mystery Mario. Mystery Mario requires Ether to enter, so we cannot do that just yet.
Alright, shed, we got a bunch of blue, we got 5 rupees and some bombs.
So the only overall location left besides anything that's book locked is Checkerboard Cave. So let's take a look and see what we got here in this desert. Desert is full clearable. And should have 4 items.
There's our big key.
And that means the boost will require the sea. I don't think anything was locking in the woods except for that torch. Our container, so yeah, hard boots locked, even.
Kind of a nice heads up play there by Weighty, just remembering that of all the arrows that are in Desert Palace. So running a little low at 12, which with silvers is more than enough, but you never can have too many arrows really.
Yeah. So where does Weighty go after this? He probably, if I were him, I'd probably just start clearing dungeons like Thieves Town, get him out of the way.
Yeah, he'll probably go to the dungeons he hasn't cleared at this point. Unless he finds like Kane of Samaria. Well,
There's
or we
the
can
hammer.
find a hammer. So
He's in go.
we're in a potential go mode.
Yeah, he's in a potential go mode, folks. I believe Weighty has also defeated off the Armos Knight, so there's one less dungeon he has to take care of.
Yes, he has.
So potential go mode here is 51 minutes and change. That is nuts for a seed like this.
We're in 17-20 seconds of go mode.
And again, this may not even be a potential go mode here because we might need the Key to Samaria. But if we find along the way, I don't think WeightyWords is going to take notice about it.
Oh, kind of got a short hop on that last land mollusk. Couldn't quite get him. Still gets the 2 cycle.
There we go. Heart. 11 blues, pretty alright to have in terms of health.
Yeah, 11 blues, tempered swords, silvers. I don't really think Weighty's worried so much about safeties right now. Probably the only thing that is potentially on his mind is that Kane of Samaria now.
Yeah, and the remaining dungeons are quick flutes away now. Gonna start with pod. Makes sense. I am worried about that unknown that is the Kane of Samaria, though. Of that map that Weighty ignored, it is the map of the swamp.
Yeah, so I think next time in Dark World he's going to get the last of his information, knowing what he's going to need to clear this seed, and we'll see if he lines it right to desert after this.
So Weighty will be finishing up Palace of Darkness here. I don't think Weighty has done Thieves Town or Ice yet. No one's touched Ice.
Yeah, we have not seen Ice at all this entire seed, and no, he has not went into Thieves Town.
Meanwhile, we know Bombchu just finished up Eastern. Did as much as possibly could. And that's it. No one has touched a pendant dungeon this seed either. Alright, Bombchu's making the right play here. It's a race for Bombchu, and Bombchu needs to get kind of lucky here, admittedly. The only way I can see Bonchu getting ahead of Weighty is Weighty does not find the Canis Amaria, just goes straight through the sea, assuming that it's not required. Bombchu does think it's required, finds it, and the Big is on the right side. That's, I think, the only way Bombchu can come back from this sort of execution. Which, Weighty being one of the top 33 runners of this tournament, that'd be hard for us to do, honestly.
And Weighty still does have to make his way through Thieves Town. And if Bombchu only has to go back for Pod, I'd say they're actually relatively close. There's not a large gap between them.
No. There's definitely not a large gap between them.
Because Thieves Town realistically is not going to be much faster for Weighty than it was for Bombchu. I mean, the equipment's different, but as far as the boss, you know, going through the dungeon, there's very, very little time to be gained there. I'm not sure. I'm going to check to see when we get the next menu if he actually did finish Eastern. Because if he did not finish Eastern, he has to go back in for Pod and Eastern. Then, yeah, Weighty does definitely have a very sizable lead right now.
I believe Bombchu did. I think I saw him coming out of Eastern. Could be wrong, though.
See when we get that first pause screen, we'll see if he's got 4 crystals or 3. If it's 3, then we know he hasn't.
You should menu here.
Those are supposed to be randomized.
I didn't catch that when we first was in here. And that was broken English, and I'm sorry.
Incoming pause. No, he only has 3, so he did not clear Eastern.
Ooh.
So he's going to have to go back. He's going to have to dip Eastern again to clear that and Pod, as well as he'll have to make his way to Ice Palace. So yeah, I would put Weighty in the lead, I would say probably 5 to 6 minutes right now.
That's not good. Bombchu does have the silvers to speed up the fight, but it's only going to be a marginal difference.
Actually, Weighty's was actually faster. Weighty still was on 2 cycle, but he killed it right at the beginning of cycle 2, whereas Bombchu was at the end of cycle 2.
Well, I mean, as an overall standpoint, he can speed up the Armos fight, he can speed up... Well, not really speed up the fight compared to Weighty, because Weighty also had silvers for Helmet Sword King. So yeah, it's gonna be a very minor difference at best.
Weighty, I would say, almost done with Thieves Town. Bombchu's about to make his way to the Pod Eastern, where he's going to have to clear both these out.
And then head over to Ice. So Weighty will be the first one to enter Ice. There's no question about that.
Man, this is looking to be a very, very fast seed, though, which, I mean, you know, I guess when Meyer and Turtle Rock are both pendants, and you really don't have to dip any... Actually, you don't have to dip any of the pendant dungeons.
Yeah, this was a very lightning fast seed. But of course, we still... I keep mentioning this, because it's a very looming possibility that we are still technically not in go mode yet. potentially, we could still require that Cadence of Mario. And it'd only be if the big key for Ganon's Tower is on the right side. And the worst thing is, because of the pendant layout, the Cadence of Mario could also be just in Ganon's Tower.
It is very possible. We'll see. Weighty getting off script with blind. Gets him down, though. That will be crystal number 6.
I believe so, yes. Yeah, the only place that Cadence of Mario could potentially be, or the only place that it potentially can't be, is in Turtle Rock. You need it to even so much as get through the first passageway. But it could be anywhere in Swamp, it could be anywhere in Misery Mire. Well, it's more likely it's in Swamp because we don't have Ether for Misery Mire either.
Yeah, that'll be the interesting call. Like, if you find Ether while you're in Ganon's Tower, where do you gamble on Cadence of Mario? Because it very well could, you know, if the key is there, it could come down to who gambles correctly with Cadence of Mario.
And something else we need to keep in mind is there is potentially a Cadence of Mario requirement for Ice Palace. If the boss has a small key, that means you were expected of the Cadence of Mario to reach and defeat Cold Stare. Which means it's out there somewhere for our runners to get, which could also in turn mean that we need it in Ganon's Tower. It's a long shot theory, but it's still possible.
Alright, down goes Helmless Roar King for a Bombchu. Start with the big key and Ice Palace. So Weighty is still checking chests, so I think he's definitely thinking about that Cadence of Mario. He's not going to skip any chests on the way. I don't see him clearing Ice Palace. I think he's still going to go mode, but he's going to check everything on the way.
Yeah, that would be the safe play. Is going to set up the bomb jump positioning for the pegs. Beautiful Stalfos Knight takedown. Pretty textbook at this point. Gets the bomb jump. And our tracker 7 is pointing out we also have not checked any overworld hammer spots yet either. And there's a couple that are available, Spike Cave as well as hammer pegs.
Mimic Cave is not accessible, unfortunately, because we do not have a Cadence of Mario.
Correct. And that's what we're looking for right now. So Weighty could clip and get this chest right here. Yeah, not ignoring it. Smart play. It is one of the 2 small keys in here. Down go the Armos Knights for BombchuMissile. Now needs to catch up with Ice Palace.
So we're about an Ice Palace clear away from each other, pretty much.
That was a clean Cold Stare kill. Heart piece. So Cadence of Mario can be in Ganon's Tower. The big key can be right side.
Yep.
And folks, we have 7 crystals. There's a game we'd like to play. Sterling, would you care to explain it for our viewers?
Yeah, so this is typically when chat starts to put a bunch of numbers in the chat. They are trying to guess where the Ganon's Tower big key is. So go ahead, everybody. We don't have the bot working, so we can't do that, but you can still put your numbers in chat because we can't stop you anyways.
And for those who have not seen this before, we have 22 chests in Ganon's Tower, only one of which has the big key. The number you're putting in chat is telling us which chest you think will have the big key in the order that the first person that enters Ganon's Tower opens it in. So, like, where do you think that's going to be?
18.
Hey. You do realize that's going to be right side at this point.
Yes.
You know what?
This seed's been too nice to them.
I'm going to say 14. I'm going to say it's on Bob. Right above the Ice Armos. With the Cadence of Mario being behind Ice Armos.
Alright, Weighty goes back to the Dark World, maybe for the last time, we'll see.
Alright, Ganon's Tower is now open to WeightyWords, and if we had the bot running, this would be the time we'd stop the bot from taking any more guesses. We'll go to Hope Room first.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. You know, even if you find a key, you can't go right side unless you also find Samaria. That's a key. That's another key.
That's 2 small keys. On Hope Room. Is it on the torch?
Somehow those bombs have not exploded on top of a torch. So next up is going to be 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yep. And even though the count is off there on WeightyWords' screen, we count the torch if he doesn't pick it up. There it is! There's the big key. It is in chest number 4. Fast big key here for us tonight. Let's see if there's anyone who guessed 4. Mini Tom Chen guessed 4.
Yep,
First
I
one.
see 1 4. The only 4. Bombchu has to be careful right now.
Oh no! That's a rip. Oh, but the fairy
Okay.
from Tower Hera. Whew. That would have been. That was usually a third destruction.
Yep, that was during the third. That was the last ice block that would have fallen.
Oh, Bombchu getting lucky there. But unfortunately, his opponent is already climbing through the gauntlet as we speak. That was the only bottle these runners have found too. The one with the fairy in it.
The fairy comes in clutch. It's the real MVP of the match.
My poor heart can't take this. Bombchu's gonna wisely fill that bottle with the blue bush before heading up Ganon's Tower.
Yep, and when are you gonna stop? Powder the fairy.
Misses the arrows. Does get at least one of the Lambos on the first pass. And gets the second pass nice and clean. And unfortunately, we're not going to see how clean this room is. Because you don't have the Katamari to make this room clean so stylish. Ah!
Yeah, the best rooms in the game don't feel that way.
So these are annoying the rooms when you don't use the Katamari strat. You're going to be opening up the portal here in Turtle Rock to get over to Ganon's castle. Or Ganon's tower, rather. What a thrill if the Katamari was up here in the top of Ganon's castle tower.
Would be, but I don't think he's going to check anything. I think he's well happy with what he currently has.
Yeah.
One slash, one spin. Down goes Moldorm 2.
Weighty does not open Moldorm's chest. Saving a precious few seconds where he can. Because he knows this is a really strong time. Nice double to start things off here on Aga 2. Another double. Oh, a 0 on that one. Unfortunate.
Another kind of bad pattern. Still gets 1 from Aga himself.
And another one from Aga himself. With Aga 2 down, it is not time for WeightyWords to fight the pig as Bombchu gets his big key and gets castle going upstairs now. So tempered sword and silvers in hand, it'll be 12 slashes or 6 spins per phase for WeightyWords to get to phase 3, the ground stomp phase is what we call it. Hit, and then once Ganon is hit through his teleports 4 times, we'll enter the darkness technique. Keep the torches lit, and then stun Ganon with the sword, and then let loose 4 silver arrows. Plenty of ammunition for this, but should Weighty somehow miss too many shots, which I don't think he will, it'll be 3 spin attacks per missed silver arrow as Ganon teleports away. Commonly referred to as the silverless strat. But no need for that here.
So you see he's being really nice with the teleports, but then he decides, okay, I'm losing, I need to teleport everywhere.
And thankfully, Bombchu will have the same luck, so there's no, it's a fixed RNG, basically. And yeah, we found the silver arrows again, you better be afraid. Oh, that's beautiful position. This might be a triple. Nope. Didn't go for it, wisely saving in a silver arrow. Let's get your G's in the chat for WeightyWords, who has finished. This will put him 2-0, advancing into the finals of his bracket. BombchuMissile's not out yet. The group stages here are broken into mini brackets, and this is double elimination for now. And WeightyWords has crossed with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 14 seconds. GG's.
Everybody get your GG's in chat.
Man, that was a fast seed. I have to agree with chat here.
Yeah, definitely a fast seed, because, I mean, both runners, like Bombchu with the way he's going, he could easily sub 120 this as well, I feel.
Yeah.
If not, it'll be very close to a sub 120.
it's rare that you get a seed that's what around. Most of these average around like the 130 mark. But to get one that's sub 120 is insane.
Yeah, sub 130s are extremely nice seeds to have, but when you start seeing sub 120s, it's like that seed was a very, very nice seed.
And that's what you get when you don't have to do 2 of the more annoying and longer dungeons in the game, Disney Mario and Turtle Rock.
Well, 3 of them. You didn't even have to touch Swamp Palace either.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice bullet dodge there.
Guess that is kind of how it is when you get Hammer Go mode. Hammer does lock a lot of things.
Alright, so BombchuMissile here. And we have cleaned up the tower, finishing strong. 2 hearts left though. Ooh. Gotta be careful. Okay, I've never seen that Zora quote before, and that is amazing. Bearings for sale.
That is a pretty good one. Sure refills on magic and health. It's time for Moldorm 2.
Yep, maybe we'll see what the chest is from BombchuMissile. Nope, doesn't use it either. So we will never know if that was the Cadence of Mario, which I was hoping we would at least see.
Just a single there on Bombchu's side. Should hopefully get a double on. There we go.
Yep.
Just one more.
And there we go. WeightyWords has defeated Agatude. Now it's time for him to fight the pig as well. Wait, did I say Weighty or did I say Bombchu? It's getting late.
It's Bombchu's turn for Ganon. We do have WeightyWords sitting in the waiting room. We'll have him wait there for just a moment so we can have Bombchu finish off Ganon. And we'll see if we can get both of them in here at the same time for interviews.
Yeah, that seems the best way to do it. Alright, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Unfortunately, okay, did get it in time.
Got it in time.
The 1-on-1 cycle is pretty tight with Tempered Sword. And no Raiden did get the cycle.
So we had those 2 quick ones, and then he's going to teleport around for just a little bit.
Seven times, jeez. I only just now counted those. Make sure to set up the silver list.
Dodges fire back, gets the first one.
It's 1 and 2, quick kills. That's double. That's double, don't waste it. There it goes.
Down you go. So yeah, this should be sub 120 for Bombchu as well, just barely, but still sub 120. You are not going to complain about a time like that.
Will he come in below the gate, though? I'm a little worried that he might not make it, but Yeah, he made it. Bonchu finished in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, 57 seconds. Finishing strong as well. So we'll see if Bonchu and Weighty wants to come in here now for an interview.
All right, Weighty was in the waiting room, but he left. Let's see if we can get him back in here.
Yeah, that's strange. So yeah, WeightyWords will be moving into the winners bracket of Group M, whereas BombchuMissile will move on to the losers bracket of Group M. And they may not be 100% out of this race just yet. And I'm sure, if I recall right, there's several factors going into the final pairings for the tournament.
Yeah, as far as that, you have to lose twice. So Bombchu's going to go to the kind of losers bracket of his group. He's going to have to win the next 2 series at this point. Weighty's going to go to the winners bracket, and I believe I have that up. Let's see. So Weighty is going to be going up against Big Dunka. BombchuMissiles will be going up against Catobat. The winner of BombchuMissile and Catobat will play the loser of WeightyWords and Big Dunka, and the winner of WeightyWords Big Dunka will go to brackets.
Indeed.
All right,
Meantime,
well, let's pull Bombchu in here. We'll start the interview off with him. We'll see if we can get Weighty in here still as well.
Yeah. Bombchu, GG's and good efforts on the race today. He walked us through the seat here.
Thanks, GG's. Yeah, it was a fast seed, and I kept forgetting a few times that I didn't have hammer, so made some flubs. Guessing Weighty just played clean. I know he's a great racer, so GG's to Weighty.
The main difference that we saw in the race was that WeightyWords chose to do water walking and fake flippers, which let him get the hook shot and the lamp sooner. And once he found the flippers, put him in a little bit more of an advantageous spot.
Yep, I could see that. I was sticking more to the logic, and maybe that would have been a good play to make.
And we are also now joined here by WeightyWords, the winner of this race. GG's to you as well.
Hey,
so,
thanks.
I'm going to ask this both of you. What do you guys think about this seed in which you never had to touch Swamp, Mire, and Turbach, 3 of probably the worst dungeons in this game?
It was pretty great. I had no idea that those were going to be the pendants because it was map compass shuffle. So when I first did my map check and I saw that Mire and TR were pendants, I was so excited.
Yeah, and to be honest, we were caught off guard that it was map compass shuffle to begin with, because we didn't actually have that information ahead of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was I also did a muscle memory map check in the beginning of the game because I forgot as well. So
I did the same thing.
yeah. I also forgot when I went to Hera, I forgot that there are more than 2 items there, so I had to double dip it.
I had a feeling that was what happened. So yeah, we never did find that Kena Samari, and for the most part, we were worried that it was still going to be ended up being required to at least the Ganon Big Key at some point, or at least I was.
Yeah, I was worried about it a little bit too, but like it's a low chance, and I was checking like chests like on the way ish, like so like if it ended up not being the big key wasn't on the left side, I was gonna probably go into Swamp because I had pretty much cleared out most of the overworld, so it's gonna be either probably in Swamp or Mire or something like that. So I wasn't too worried.
So we were talking about this with BombchuMissile here. BombchuMissile pretty much followed the logic to start with, but the real deviation started when you decided to do the water walk there and got the hook shot and the lamp early. And once you eventually found the flake flippers bring everything in logic, that gave you actually big advantage going forward, one that you most likely held throughout the entire race. Walk us through your thoughts there.
Okay, yeah. So here's the stupid thing. I sequence broke the lamp and the hook shot, and so I was thinking, oh, okay, so, I was like trying to figure out where things were, and then I got the mitts in escape, but the small key was in the sewers, so that technically meant the mitts were lamp locked. So you were supposed to have the flippers to get the mitts, which really confused me because I didn't know where I thought the hammer had to be somewhere, but then I forgot that Fire Rod also. Then I realized that Fire Rod also gave access to the sewer, so it didn't really matter at all.
That vertical that you want to change tripping you up.
Yeah, just a bit. So that's why I went to Agana's cave early before checking Height Cave, because I was thinking, wait, a hammer has to be somewhere because this isn't in logic yet. But yeah, I forgot that the Fire Rod does that. So I remembered, but I was confused for a little bit.
And Bonchu, I'm going to mention this as well. You gave us a panic attack here in the commentary booth when you died on Cold Stare at the same time as you finished him off. Thankfully, you both had the fairy that was in hair at the time, but I completely forgot you had it for a brief moment there.
I knew I had the fairy, so I was being a little bit reckless. I thought I had it, and of course the little ice thing comes down and just boop, finishes me off. But nah, not too big a deal. But yeah, I could see that being pretty scary from your end.
And what a seed this was! It was a hammer go mode. That's a rarity.
Yeah, it was. It was a hammer go mode. I was saying that I was hammer go mode for a while, but I also didn't realize that I also needed desert access for the longest time. So I was just like, okay, hammer go mode. I don't have to worry about all the hammer locations. But then I realized that I also needed the flute and Order of the Book. And it ended up being, the flute led to the hammer, which is kind of silly. That was the only silly thing about the seed, was the double dip pod required, I guess, unless the book was somewhere.
We never found the book.
All right, so double dip pod required. So
we never found the book. We never found Ether. We never found either of the canes.
Yeah, I was ready for the hammer to be in Mire, but then Mire was Ether, so I wasn't too worried about it, because whenever you get Mit's Dark World access, the hammer usually likes to end up in the Mire area, which it was did because it was in desert, but yeah.
Well, GG's to both of you once again. Any final thoughts about the season before we wrap things up?
No, I'm just really happy that it was a fast seed and I ended up, getting everything. So usually when fast seed happens, you just miss something, you blow it, and you end up like 30 minutes behind people. Yeah, it was a really fun seed, so I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Good luck in the next round, WeightyWords.
Yeah, good luck to you against Catobat, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Be fun.
Yes, you both have new opponents to fight here in the group stage. You're not done just yet. And so good luck to you both. Make sure to follow these two here on Twitch so that you don't miss any of their races going forward. Also, we're on Speed Gaming 4. Make sure to follow Speed Gaming 226, so you don't miss any racing action, not just the Link to the Past Randomizer tournament, which is also featured on a Link to the Past Randomizer, and a Link to the Past Randomizer 2 through 5 as well. But going forward, I believe we are one of the last matches of the night.
No, not even close. We still have 3 matches tonight.
Oh, yes. And the next match, at least on the schedule, let me just refresh to be sure. It's loading. It will be Trinex versus Imosaru on Speed Gaming 5 at 10:20. 10 minutes later, though, Jay Metcher versus Fred Coughlin will be facing off on Speed Gaming in Prime. And of course, one last match tonight at 11:30, Relkin versus Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna on Speed Gaming 3.
And a side note, if you're like, I don't know if I want to stay up that late to watch, so the Relkin versus Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna race is actually race 1B. They tied their very first race. So this is actually a re-race of game 1 now. Brand new seed, brand new everything, but it's like the first race never even happened.
Really? I did not even know that. That is nuts. Well, that's pretty much all we have to say, folks. So from all of us here at A Link to the Past Randomizer your 2019 tournament, I've been Wolfling0370, and we just see you all next time. And thank you for watching. Have a good night, everyone.